Greetings, patriots, starseeds, light workers, and of course our very brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. I'm Alex West, and today is October the 26th, a beautiful but very cold Sunday in eastern British Columbia, lower right corner, just above Montana. So, I want to talk about the Trump derangement syndrome a little bit here. How is it that everybody in the world, and I have traveled extensively over the last couple of years to several different countries, and mainly in Asia, but I have been doing a lot of studying and getting basically the pulse of the people. They're fed up with, a lot of countries are fed up with their tyrannical leadership. And of course, Canada and the United States included. But why is it that Trump is so well loved in every country that we can think of, including Russia, including China, including Japan, the Philippines? It goes on and on. It's the mental indoctrination that Canadians and Americans have been subject to for decades, for generations. Remember, since this World War II, since then, the NAZIs, along with their scientists and the three-letter agencies, came over and started these three-letter agencies, and along with other, telltale programs on the TV that was invented especially to derange the mindset of the North American people. And it's just as bad in Europe, but at least in Europe, even England, Scotland, Ireland, Germany, France, they all love Trump. It's just the sleepers and the NPCs that are here that cannot stand him. They have a real hate on for the very man that is trying to bring freedom and prosperity back into the system. Our system. The system that we lost to the military-industrial complex, the three-letter agencies, the deep state shadow government as we know it. We've lost it because we did nothing. Trump is making a huge attempt to do all this. And what I want to maybe read a little bit of this report that came out from John F. Kennedy Jr., which is, he's around. He's putting out posts. I believe that he's alive and well, and he's, going to be entering the American system very, very soon. But this is what he wrote. The green light is confirmed. Final grid sequence is online. Now, Trump Go Code Alpha 77 went live through the QFS court nod. No media, no press, no announcements. Just a single pulse across the quantum network, followed by the silence, then movement. Trump's been working very hard on this stuff to take the system that has been so embedded, take the old cabal system, the one that enslaves you, that has been embedded into our society for generations. He's taken that back out again. That's why he's doing the meetings around the world right now. But like I said, 90% of the people out there are completely brain dead, sleepers, NPC. You can call them whatever you want. I just call them, their appetite for the truth is non-existent. Satellite networks over Atlanta, London, Zurich, and other locations have been transferred to military handshake mode. So that means all the militaries have been notified. The civil grid you see on the screen is already a shadow feed. Now, I believe that the people applicable to what is going to happen, now this is my theory, I believe that over the last 10 years that we've been watching all this go on, they have been monitoring everything very, very carefully. And they have the data all compiled of basically every person on the planet. And they will be, and of course, every person on the planet pretty much has a smartphone, except for a few isolated, countries. But I still think that they're going to be coming online very, very soon. But I think that the global alliance, through the authority of Commander-in-Chief Trump, have got everything compiled, and they're ready to go. And there will be, let's say 8 billion phones, but maybe not all 8 billion phones will light up with the 3 short chirps and the 1 long chirp. Many, many phones might just go black because they're not going to be included into the new world of what where the Patriots, Starseeds, and Lightworkers are going. Okay? Once the EBS master switch is flipped, every channel will collapse into one frequency for full disclosure wave. Ramstein Air Base Operation Nightfall C-17S lifted with classified manifests, high-value targets, sealed warrants, 0 return flights. That's going to Gitmo and Tierra del Fuego, Guam, everywhere else. They're going. There's nobody coming back on those transports except for the pilots and crew. Andrew's Command, Operation Starlink Dawn, military satellites synchronized with QFS nodes for global reset deployment. The world thinks it's business as usual, but behind the scenes, the old financial matrix is being erased. Okay? The quantum financial system is taking over, as has already taken over. Every digital dollar is being rewritten into the quantum financial system tied to the gold weighted of the biosignatures, which that will be tied to you if you are lucky enough to have that phone do the chirps for you. In 48 hours, they'll come back online until the QFS authority switches on, or full time. The EBS will follow. Note, or not as a test, but as a worldwide reset signal. Once you hear the 3 short chirps, the 1 long chirp on your phone, then it's live. All channels, all devices, all platforms will be seized for the broadcast in analog, and they will be basically shown the full exposure on analog video. No CNN, no BBC, no social media filter, just raw disclosure. The Great Awakening transmission will begin. So after that, the system shifts. All the debts are erased, currencies are revalued, and humanity is freed. Your new credential, QID biometric wallet linked to your DNA frequency will be activated. Every citizen on Earth will receive Gesera credits and equal balance under the divine law. That's for the good people. The troublemakers and the NPCs and the sleepers, there'll be, at the time of this whole thing going down, they might not get the initial request or invitation. They will be put on hold until further evaluation. The Tier 4B teams deployed worldwide for initial healing sequences. That's where the med beds get rolled out fast enough. Frequency pods, plasma beds, DNA regeneration chairs, all built on the same QFS infrastructure. It's all coming down. Trump's last words from the command room at Palm Beach were simple. We end the darkness. The age of the dark is over. Together, nothing can stop what's coming. Remember, there will be no second feed, no update tomorrow, no reply. You're either inside the grid, you've been a good person, you're inside the grid, or you'll be staring at a dead screen. The world you knew is already gone. It's gone. What's coming is the reset of all systems: financial, medical, judicial, and spiritual. That is what we have to look forward to, patriots, light workers, starseeds, freedom fighters, people that have been fighting the cause for 10, 15 years, 20. Some have even been, being dogged by this for 30, 40 years. It's all coming to an end very, very soon, and it will be done this year. People say when? Well, I believe, and I still believe, I'm not letting my hopes down. I believe it's going to start happening very, very soon. We are October the 26th, 2025 today. And I believe that anytime now, I'm hoping that they do not let this Halloween go forward. I hope they can shut it all down before that. And we all have to pray that they do that. Trump right now, is in Japan, Indonesia, wherever he's at right now. The people there are absolutely adoring him. It's just the mental cases that are back here that have been MK Ultra. And I'm going to say it's not really the North American, Canadian, or Americans' fault. You've been peppered through TV, through all kinds of skit shows and series and HBO and movies. It's all about demonizing Russia and demonizing President Trump and, doing things a certain way, trying to tell you that, the government's good for you and all this other absolute, hogwash lies that have been going on. And, and that's what I have been saying for the last 10 years. Cut your cable. Don't watch TV, because that is their conduit to your psyche. And I know that when I cut my cable after I had that go around with the experience with the Twin Towers, and I was in Japan at the time, and I seen the Twin Towers come down, and I could watch it right on TV, their TV. I knew, even if it was in Japanese, I knew what they were saying, and that was a complete lie. At that point, I cut my cable. I never watched TV since because I knew it was a lie. As a structural engineer, I picked up on it right away. And other structural engineers that were along with me also concurred with me, along with Trump. We all agreed with what Trump was saying, but he just couldn't come out and say it because he would have been a target back then. Anyways, moving forward, I haven't watched TV, and I couldn't even stand to watch it now. And the only thing I watch on TV is old movies. Okay, so I ask everybody, especially the patriots and the people that have any small resonating with me what I'm trying to get across to everybody, to just cut your cable, stop watching the TV. Put your movies on. Put your old movies on, right? But just remember, even those old movies, and the stuff that was put out in the 60s, like Madlock and Starsky and Hutch and whatever else is out there. Remember, they were guys dressed up as women and women dressed up as guys. They were playing that game with your head for that long, okay? Anyways, my time is up, and I will try to get this thing out, and you're welcome to ask me any question you want, and I will get that back to you ASAP. God bless everybody. We'll see you on the next one.